When organizing a turkey drive, why not add power? Horsepower. That's what's happening in Hamden. Low profile? Hardly. This is how the Cheshire-based Hometown Foundation gathers the goods. They've joined the Hamden Police as part of their annual Hungerless Holiday program.
The need is more than ever. And this year, being in the distribution business, we had to find a way to make sure that we could get these meals into the homes of families who really, really need them.
This week and up to Thanksgiving, the mission is to get the word out and to get the birds out. The hope is to distribute more than 18,000 turkeys.
Last year, we did 15,000 turkeys. This year, we're so close to hitting our goal of 20,000, but right now we're at 18,000 turkeys.
We have turkeys that are making their way all the way to Texas and Florida as we speak. Philadelphia all the way to Boston are covered, everything in between.
With the full police escort. These 150 birds are headed to a community center in Hamden. They'll be given out to families in need in the days ahead. And this is taking the high road at just the right time.
Especially at times like these, to put a smile on somebody's face during these tough holiday season, it makes you feel good.
Especially during a pandemic and all the challenges people have right now, we could hand someone a turkey, they can put it in their oven and enjoy a meal with their family. We get it, and that's a big part of it.
In Hamden, Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.